Hello, welcome to our VNA broadcast daily, and following are today's top stories.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng works with Thái Nguyên province. French city named square after Paris Agreement on ending the war and restoring peace in Vietnam. Vietnam enjoys foreign direct investment increase in March.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng has urged the northern province of Thái Nguyên to bring into full play its potential and advantages in agroforestry and industry for all-round development.
Dũng told key local leaders on March 25th that the government always tries to create best possible conditions for Thái Nguyên to develop into an economic center in the northern Midland and mountainous region. Dũng also said Thái Nguyên still has a lot to do in improving investment environment, reforming administrative procedures, and starting high-tech projects. Last year, the province recorded an economic growth of 7.2%, generated 22,600 jobs, and reduced poverty rate by 2.93%. The same day, the government leader attended a ceremony of the Samsung Group to begin construction of a $3.2 billion high-tech complex in the province. The complex will house Samsung's world's largest mobile phone factory. It is expected to offer jobs for tens of thousands of local people. Dũng said the Vietnamese government applauded Samsung's decision to expand operation in the country. He pledged to create favorable conditions for them and other foreign businesses to operate in Vietnam.
A square named Paris Agreement and a symbol for peace post were inaugurated in Choisy-le-Roi, a city in the southeastern suburbs of Paris, on March 23rd.
The event was organized by the city authorities and the Vietnamese embassy. It aimed to mark the 40th anniversary of the signing of the Paris Agreement on ending the war and restoring peace in Vietnam. Former Vice President Nguyễn Thị Bình, Ambassador Dương Chí Dũng, and Choisy-le-Roi Mayor Daniel David joined the event among others. Addressing the ceremony, Bình, who headed a delegation of the Provisional Revolutionary Government of the Republic of South Vietnam to the Paris Conference, recalled the friendship and assistance the city granted to the Vietnamese side. Mayor Daniel David said the square and the post symbolize the long-lasting friendship, solidarity and fine cooperation between the two nations.
A workshop themed Vietnam history and people was held as part of the World Country Day, which took place in Great Jacques-Mainville city in France on March 23rd and 24th.
The event was attended by the city's mayor, Jean-Paul Garcia, and deputy mayor, Christian Bourdeler, Vietnamese ambassador Dương Chí Dũng, among others. The first workshop on Vietnam in the city was chaired by historian Alain Gussio, who is a close friend of Vietnamese people and researcher of Vietnamese history, culture, and civilization. Gussio gave a presentation on distinctive cultural features in various regions in Vietnam, important landmarks in the country's history, and Vietnam-France traditional cooperation. Ambassador Dũng said the workshop was a highlight among activities organized by the city to celebrate 40 years of the two countries' diplomatic ties. Before the event, Dũng planned a commemorative tree and launched activities in response to the event.
Vietnam attracted more than $6 billion of foreign direct investment in the first quarter of this year. The figure represented a 63.3% year-on-year increase.
The General Statistics Office reported that as of March 20th, the country's total foreign direct investment disbursement reached $2.7 billion, up 7.1% over the same period last year. Newly registered investment was estimated at $2.93 billion in 191 projects, up 2.2% over the same period last year. Meanwhile, additional investment in 71 existing projects was more than $3.1 billion, a surge of nearly 277%. The processing and manufacturing industries recorded the highest amount of investment. They were followed by the property sector. Japan remains the leading investor in Vietnam, with a total additional investment of $3.159 billion. The country was followed by Singapore and the Republic of Korea. Thanks to additional investment of $2.8 billion in the Nghi Sơn oil refinery project, Thanh Hóa became the leading locality in foreign direct investment attraction. It was followed by Thái Nguyên, Bình Dương, Đồng Nai, and Hải Phòng.
Experts say gender imbalance is now a critical issue in Vietnam. If not solved promptly, it will have serious impacts on the country. In an effort to resolve the problem, a project has been proposed for the 2013-2020 period with various policies, including supporting families with daughters only.
In Vietnam, 1.4 to 1.5 million children are born every year. The country's gender ratio at birth remains high, at 112.3 boys per 100 girls. Experts say if the situation is not improved, Vietnam is likely to lack 2.3 to 4.3 million women by 2050. There are a number of reasons behind the problem. Everyone wants to have both daughters and sons. That's why I decided to have one more child, a boy. A falling female population could result in a marriage crisis and lead to more victims of trafficking, prostitution, and higher numbers of overseas brides. The project, designed by the General Office for Population and Family Planning under the Ministry of Health, aims to improve the gender imbalance through three key measures. The first solution is to educate people and reduce male chauvinism. Secondly, stop parents choosing the gender of their baby. Thirdly, give extra support to couples only having daughters. Accordingly, couples that only have daughters will receive monetary support. As the children mature, they will enjoy preferential health insurance and education fees, better training and job opportunities, and special access to bank loans. I think this project will be more effective in rural and poor areas than in cities. Other policies need to be designed for urban families. Economic measures can only serve the tip of the iceberg. The problem is rooted in culture and beliefs. To tackle the gender imbalance, it is necessary to start by changing people's awareness. To resolve the problem, the efforts of not only the General Office for Population and Family Planning, but the entire political system are needed. It is necessary to launch a mass movement to promote the values of gender equality and reduce the gender imbalance. Vietnam has spent as many as 50 years trying to change the desire for a large family and many children. It may take the country another tens of years to end male chauvinism. For long-term results, stronger and more comprehensive solutions are needed.
And that is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.